show me your course. Yeah. Sampana, Sunny, please, we are Krishna. You will get a better knowledge about this. Okay. Are you getting my voice, Krishna?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, please concentrate. David is going to log in. Yes, Sandesh, how many module one you have completed for the Cisco Net Academy?
No, sir. I have done those exams and others too, but I was not able to do chapter 6 exam and chapter 10 exam. It was locked, and it says that contact your instructor.
Yeah. That is the problem because you can just check their all the calendars and all things. Yeah, David is sharing his screen. Yeah, David, you have to just log in your Cisco Net Academy. I will request to everyone, please concentrate on it. And I'm expecting now you are comfortable and you can just give one or 2 hour every day, and you can complete the module 2.
So, sir, what about that chapter 6 which I can't open?
Yes, Sandesh, the deadline is already passed. So if you have completed the final feedback, then you will receive a chance for a final exam. It's depend on the Cisco Net Academy. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes. Just wait, David. Show me that screen. Yes, Krishna, are you getting my point? This screen,
Yeah,
this screen is
sir.
visible.
Yeah, screen is visible.
Yeah. So when you will just log in through your Cisco Net Academy, so there will be you can just check. It's module one, or the name of module one is Introduction to Network, and
Now tell me, sir.
the second module, Routing and Switching Essentials. So this two module will be in your account, and when you will just click on the module, then your module will start. So how many weeks was there? 10 to 20 weeks. And now you can just check. Please finish by 31st May. Yes. So suppose David is logging in the course module. So yeah, David, please show me the quiz. Yeah, scroll down. So there was 11 chapters. Okay. Now David have submitted, very good, very nice, David. Now you can check. David have submitted all the quizzes of all the chapters, 11 chapters. You can check the grade here. Okay. Now David, go on the feedback, course feedback. Yes, you can just check all the things here. Now the course feedback is here. So I am requesting to everyone, please fill the course feedback.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
We have 2 months to complete this module 2, I think. Yeah, 31 May, the deadline.
Yeah, 31 is a deadline, but it's a last deadline for the final exam. So I'm expecting ki as soon as possible when you will complete this, then I will confirm ki okay, all the students have completed chapters. Then I will ask for the final exam. So
Sir,
that's it.
sir, what is the final exam? For certificate or some or grades?
Yeah, for the certificate. When you will complete all the chapters, then a final exam will be open from the Cisco Net Academy. Okay.
Sir, final exam is mandatory for all students, or is
If
like
you
who
want,
want to give exam, just give exam.
Krishna, it's mandatory for all the student, those who are really interested to receive the
Okay.
certificate. Okay, it was mandatory for
Okay.
all of
Okay.
you,
Okay.
and you have just lost your chance to get one certificate in the module one. But I am now giving a one chance to get the,
No, no, no.
yeah, giving a chance to receive a certificate in module two. So like David have completed all the things. So it's like a course era course, and you have to complete all the things. Yeah, David, introduction to packet tracer. If some assessment is not open, then you can just submit all the things. Okay.
So, sir, we can go without that submitting that one not activated one too.
What Sandesh? I'm not getting your question.
Sir, so if the assignment is locked, exams are locked, then we can go through the course feedback form and then we can submit it directly. Then we can give the exam, right?
Yeah, it's depend ki how much course you have complete. Okay, it's not in my hand. It's not in coordinator's hand. If Sandesh have completed 80% course and they are permitting for the final exam on the basis of feedback form. Okay, so it will show in your account. That's why I am saying ki everyone have to complete the feedback form. Okay, are you getting my point, Sandesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, David, what is happening, sir? So some assessment are not open yet. I didn't know why. Okay, so don't worry, David. If you have completed your all quiz and you have completed submitted the feedback, okay, then on 28th your final exam will be open. Show me your grade. Yeah. Chapter quiz total. Go down, scroll it. Krishna, please mute your. Yeah.
Sir, give me one moment.
Yeah. Please scroll down, Krishna, David. Final exam total. Your final exam is remain. You have submitted the course feedback. Okay. So today I will ask to open the final exam. Okay, or you will find a link and you can complete that. Okay, David. Okay. Okay. Anyone in this lab who have completed all the chapters and all the requirement of the Cisco.net Academy? Yeah, so Krishna, still I want to say this ki if you are thinking ki deadline is 31st for the module 2, then I will coordinator will open the final exam after 20 20 May. Okay, but till that I just want to ask ki how many people are going to complete this. So that's why I am saying as soon as possible you have to complete at least module 2. Are you getting my point, Krishna?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Sir, seriously, I'm not good in networking, so I feel disappointed now. I don't
No,
know
no, no.
how I.
I'm always open to explain the networking concept, but you should take a initiative. Now, if your course is not completed, then you can at least go through that all the chapters. So
Module chapter,
when
yes.
you will spend the time on that chapter, so you will understand that chapter are very easy. Okay.
Sir,
Yeah,
Yes, but you have to start your own. Yeah, David, you can unshare your.
yeah, sure.
Yeah. Yes, anyone who want to say something?
सर क्या हुआ था सर कि हम लोगों ने 31 मई का दोनों सबमिशन है बोल के थोड़ा सा मतलब आराम से करेंगे इसको, टाइम लगा के ऐसे सोचा था सर कि आराम से पढ़ेंगे इसको समझ समझ के,
नहीं नहीं
बाद में
सनी
पता चला
हमेशा
कि ये तो पहले ही लॉक हो गया है।
अभी मैं कृष्णा को ये बोल रहा हूँ कि कृष्णा भी अभी बोल रहा है कि सर डेडलाइन इज 31st May, but
यस सर।
when we will discuss on 29th May, so Krishna will say sir still I have not completed 2 3 chapters. So that's why I am saying ki as soon as possible you will start, or it may be the final exam of the module 2 will just activated after 20 May, but still that time most of the people will not complete. So that's why I am saying ki as soon as possible. Okay.
सर
हेलो
मॉड्यूल 2 तो कंप्लीट हो जाएगा
हेलो
सर, उसमें
सर।
प्रॉब्लम
Yeah,
नहीं है।
Krishna.
सर किसी को पास ए आंसर है? मेरे आंसर लगेगा।
What, Krishna?
मैं बोला किसी को पास ए
नहीं कृष्णा, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग वन एग्जांपल कि all the people will do like this कि 31st is deadline, like Sunny is saying कि sir 31st May is
इसके
deadline.
आंसर मिलेगा मतलब गूगल में इसके आंसर नहीं पास के
uh, no Krishna, you have to just start learning. Why you are thinking negative? Okay, you have to just start first. When you will complete the first chapter, then you will be confident. At this point I am saying ki you have not started the learning, so that's why you are not able to complete that. Like David is one example. If he has started and he is going to complete the things, then everyone. And I just want to say in the TC1, out of 100, 90% people have completed the module first. So I am requesting to this 8 people, all of you have to just start the module 2, at least in a at least in a 2 3 days, you can just complete one chapter. David, can you share your views related to the quiz and chapters? How much time you have spent on 11 chapters? Yes, Sunny, if you will start, Krishna, if you will start, then things will go through. Sun or Krishna, it doesn't matter. Around 2 weeks, yeah. So in the 2 week, David have completed all. So Krishna, I am expecting Krishna, Sunny, and Sampana, all are Sandesh, all are intelligent peoples, and they can just complete in 1 week. But you have to give the time, okay, Krishna?
यस सर
Yeah.
I'll try my best।
Yeah. Okay. So I'm requesting all of you are going to complete the module 2. I will also guide in the class, or I am expecting this. If classes are going in offline, then I can force or I can guide in the class. Okay, you have to complete this chapter. You have to complete this chapter. Every day I can just ask for the chapters, but it will not. You will say, "Ki sir is doing torture with us." Yeah, but it is possible to complete in 2 or 3 days. Yeah, David is saying in 2 or 3 days. Yeah, but I am not saying in 2 or 3 days, but you have to spend your time because learning is important. Okay, so dear all, I think it will be clear to everyone. Sunny, any doubt? Sampana, Sandesh, Nahom. Am I audible, Nahom?
नो सर
Yeah. How many chapters you have completed in module first, Nahom? Okay, so let's start our today's session or discuss on going to start. Okay. Now you can just understand. I'm going to start. Yeah, Nahom is going to start now. Okay. Okay, so let's continue our experiment session. Okay, so please concentrate on it. Just wait. I am going to start.
सर I want to ask you another question। हेलो सर
Yeah, Krishna, please ask me.
Yeah, sir, I want to ask you the internship. The internship company name is Propsys maybe, and she called me to take the interview, but I didn't apply this company. I don't know who told me I have applied, but she called me, I think, and she emailed
Krishna,
some.
yeah, Krishna, regarding this, you can ask with the CC.
Okay.
Okay, because it may be possible they are trying to give some opportunity to the students, and it may be from the TNP cell. So I'm not aware about that. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I okay, sir.
Yeah, you can ask me. Okay, so let's discuss on our experiment. So, dear all, as per our experiment list, uh, our first experiment, I think everyone is completed or comfortable with the introduction of packet tracer. Second experiment was commands. So, I think all of you have prepared a Word file around 50 commands. So, I have briefly explained ki how you can prepare the list. I have shared the around 20 commands or around 50 commands. My screen is visible. Just wait.
No, sir.
Okay, just wait, Sunny. Okay. Okay, so David, Krishna, Nahom, Rohit, Sandesh, I'm expecting attention from your side. So it's a list of our lab experiment, and 13 experiments are there. So first experiment was demonstrate the packet tracer. So I have spent 1 or 2 lab on this to explain the packet tracer, and most of the people have also completed one introductory course related to the packet tracer. So first experiment is completed. Second experiment was demonstrate the basic networking command. So I have shared around 20 commands, and I was expecting you are going to prepare a list of 50 commands. So I hope all of you are comfortable with the networking command. Then third experiment was implementation of the network topologies. So I have just guide, and we have implemented the network topology like bus, star, and a ring in the packet tracer. So this third experiment is going to complete, or we can consider it's complete. Now the fourth experiment was configure the HTTP server into the packet tracer software and analyze HTTP request and response. So in the last lab, or in previous lab, we have implemented, or everyone is comfortable with that. Yeah, so I think Krishna, Sunny, Sampana, and Rohit, we have implemented this experiment, the configuration of HTTP protocol. One experiment when we have just selected the HTTP module, and we have added the HTTP code also, and we were getting the request on the client side and server side also. So I am considering this experiment is completed. After that, we have also completed one more experiment that we call the VLAN. Okay, so it's in a list of our experiment on the 9th number. So implementation and configuration of the concept of VLAN. So everyone will be yeah, David, I will upload also on the Google Classroom, or I think I have uploaded, but I will check whether it's available there or not. Okay, so don't worry, you have to concentrate now. Yeah, so one more experiment I have explained, or we have implemented. So the implement the concept of VLAN using the network simulator. So we have implemented VLAN, virtual local area network. This concept I have explained with the example of student, faculty, and management. We have created the 3 VLANs. So I will expect those people who were not present in the lab, they can just check the videos, and they can try to implement this thing. Okay, after that, in the last lab, I think I was explaining the concept related to the experiment number 10, or I was explaining the concept of experiment number 8. When you will be comfortable with this experiment, then the remain experiment concept will be clear to everyone. So that's why in the last lab, how many people were present in the last lab? Yeah, Sunny, you were present. Krishna,
Yes, sir.
can you tell me what we have discussed in the last lab? Any idea?
So I think we have discussed about HTTP server also and VLANs somewhat.
Okay, Krishna, you have any idea? You were present in the last lab?
No, sir, I was not present.
Okay, Sampana, David, can you tell me what we have discussed in the last lab? Okay, for those students who are not present in the last lab, I just want to say in the last lab, I was explaining all the concept related to the IP address, ki what is IP address, how we understand this IP address, how many classes we have. When I just say I am using the class C type of IP address, so that time I was explaining all the concepts. So the main concept like this. Okay, just wait. I was everyone have to concentrate on this. Okay, so it will be very useful, or why I am explaining this experiment number today, experiment number 10 today. So today we are going to implement the, or we are going to configure the DHCP server in the packet tracer software and analyze the DHCP message. Okay, is it clear to everyone the objective of this experiment? Krishna, now you have to concentrate on this. Then you, uh, uh, I can say my way of explanation, or you will really interested in this concept. Okay, Krishna.
Let's see, sir. Let's see.
Yeah. So Rohit and David, I'm expecting from all of you. Anyone can tell me in the chat box what is DHCP, the full form of DHCP?
Dynamic host
Dynamic host
help
configuration protocol.
Yeah,
protocol. Yes.
dynamic host configuration protocol. So what we are doing, the objective of our this experiment is that, and why I have selected this experiment, ki when I will explain this experiment, so the number of concept will be clear. The concept like IP address concept, subnet mask concept, default gateway concept, and the DNS concept also will be clear here when we are trying to configure this. So that's why I have selected this. So let's start. It's very nice, dynamic host configuration protocol. So it's an protocol. It's provide, or it's allocate, or it's work on the dynamic host configuration system. So let's concentrate ki how it's work. I am going to explain. What is DHCP? It's dynamic host configuration protocol. Okay. Now, what is the mean of this host configuration protocol? So in the network, we always consider all the computers are connected. This, this all the connected computers we call host. So all the computers we call host. So when we are connecting all the computers into the network, so we just assign an address. Okay, so we assign this address through a concept of IP protocol. So that protocol we call the internet, sorry, that protocol we call the internet protocol. Now, every host have an unique unique address that we call IP address. Is it clear to everyone? What is host computer? So in every network, when we are talking about the internet, so in any kind of network that we are saying the internet, so every computer or every device which is connected into the network, that we call the host computer. So we just assign the unique address to those devices, so that address we call the IP address. Is it clear? Now we have two type of IP address models. One, IPv4. Okay, so one model we follow that we call the IPv4, and second model we follow IPv6. Okay, so at this time we are considering only on the IPv4. I am not going to explain, or I am not going to confuse you related to the IPv6. So now we are going to understand what is IPv4. So this IPv4 is an model, or we can say version of IP address. Is it clear to everyone? It's a model or a version
Yes, sir.
of IP address. Now, what is happening in this IPv4? It's an 32-bit. It's an 32-bit world unique address. Sorry, world unique address of host. Is it clear to everyone? What is IPv4? It's a 32-bit worldwide unique address of host into the network. Is it clear to everyone? Now, in this worldwide unique 32-bit address, we can divide this like group of 4 bytes. Okay, so now you can just consider how we are dividing this 32 bits into, we can just divide this 32 bits into 4 bytes. So byte 1, byte 2, byte 3, and byte 4. Okay, so we are just dividing this like this: byte 1, byte 2, byte 3, byte 4 by the dot. So that this is the structure of IPv4. So if someone is going to ask you what is IPv4 or IP address, so it's worldwide unique address. It's a 32-bit address, and we bifurcate this 32 bits by the dotted of 1 byte. Okay, so now how many bytes we have? We have 4 bytes in a 32 bits, and we are just bifurcating this like. Now in the decimal, or we can say in the hexadecimal, we can just use 192 1 byte, 168 1 byte. You can just use 10 1 byte. You can just use 24 1 byte. So in the hexadecimal, we just represent this like this. So everyone will be aware about this IP address, or everyone have seen this IP address. Now if I am trying to convert this 192.168.10.24, so it will just convert it like the number of 192 will be like this, 11100. 8 bits will be there, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 bit will be there. If I'm trying to convert this 168, then 10101, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 8 bit will be there. When I am trying to convert this 10, so 0000111. So this will be 10, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. When I will convert this 24, so 0001110, this will be. So this is the format of IP address. So everyone have to understand this thing. What is IP address? I think this concept will be clear. 32-bit address, 4 bytes group, and the bytes are just going to represent by or bifurcate by the dot. Its hexadecimal number is like this, and the binary representation of the hexadecimal will be like this. So it's our IP address. Now, anyone have any question regarding this IP address? Clear? David, Sandesh, Sampana, Krishna. We are following or we are understanding the IPv4 version of the IP address. So in the IPv4 version, we have 32-bit IP address. In this 32-bit IP address, we bifurcating the structure by a 4 bytes. So this 4 bytes will be bifurcated by the dots, and that will be represent like this. Okay. Now, it's a general format of the IPv4, but if you will find out the combination from this four bytes, okay, मैं आपको ये बता रहा हूँ, या if you want to understand कि if we have only 32 bits, okay, please understand कि how you can uniquely create or understand this thing. If we have a 32 bits, and I am saying कि by this 32 bits, you have to try two combinations. So how many unique combinations you can generate? So the unique combination will be like, one combination will be 111.134.14.15. So this type of how many combinations you can just generate. So everyone should not be confused in the combinations. So that's why we have followed the classful addressing, or we have divided this range into the classes. Okay. So now we have classes of the IP address. If you want to understand why we have bifurcated into the class, so to receive or to structure the range of this IP address in a understandable structure, so that's why we have divided the classes, and we have assigned some specific features to the classes, so that we call the classful addressing. Okay, just wait. So that's why we have divided this IPv4 into the classful addressing. Now everyone should have understand the classful addressing, or I will explain the concept of this classful addressing into the 4th unit when we are going to start the 4th unit. So at this time you have to just go through this one table, and you have to keep this thing in your mind. Okay, one table is there. Yes, this table is here. So we have divided this IPv4 in 5 classes: class A, class B, class C, class D, and class E. So in the class A, I have decided that I will use a range from 1 to the first byte. Okay, I will explain this thing in the class also. So the first byte will be 1 to 126. So ऐसे IP address or this type of IP address when we are using the range from 1 to 127 in FI first byte that is class A. Okay, now if we are receiving one IP address is starting from the 5.23.56.7 class A IP address. If the IP address is going to start 123.45.68.6 class A type of IP address. So everyone should be comfortable if IP address is starting or first byte is starting from the 1 to 127, so that we are saying the class A IP address. Okay, is it clear? Yeah, is it clear to everyone? Yeah, Sunny, I am going to explain this concept also. Wait for a minute. Okay. Yeah. Now we are saying the second class B. The range of class B is just defined from the 128 to 191. If the first byte is going to start from 128 to 191, now you can just understand, if 134 is coming in the first byte, class B. If 144 is coming, class B. If 189 is coming, it's class B in the first byte. So everyone should be comfortable with this class, the range 128 to 129. Okay. Now we have just decided the class C also. So from the 192 to 223, we are saying the class C. Okay. So from 192 to 223, we are saying it's class C IP. Okay, so if any IP address is next time going to start from 201, you can say it's a class C type of IP address. If it's going to start 22.2, then you can say class C IP address. And most of the IP address we just find this 192 dot. So you can say it's class C type of IP address. So at this point, you should only comfortable with the class A, B, and C. A range is 1 to 127, B is 128 to 191, and C is 192 to 223. So you should not confuse. If this knowledge is in your mind, then you can just identify the IP address. Now, if I am saying the IP address first byte is going to start 24, which class? Mention in the chat box. Yeah, I'm writing some IP addresses. So tell me first one. Yeah, this IP address is. This IP address is. This. Yeah, last, please mention. Okay, okay. So can I consider my all the student are comfortable with the classes also and concept of IP also? Krishna, is it clear?
Yes, sir, definitely.
Yeah.
You are good.
Now we are not going in much detail of the class D and E. I will explain this concept in the class, but for the practical purpose, you should be comfortable with these three classes, A, B, C, and D. Now, why we have divided this range? Because we were trying to follow the concept of subnet mask. Now, Sunny, we are coming on the point of subnet mask. So some default subnet mask we have divided. this 3 default subnet mask. So what is the mean of this 3 default subnet mask? Okay, please concentrate. And why we have bifurcated these classes. So mean of this class is that, okay, so the mean of this class is that in class A, out of 4 bytes, 1, okay, just FIR, first byte will represent net ID and remain 3 will represent host ID. Out of this range, one more concept related to the class is that in every class we have decided the concept of network ID also and host ID also. So please understand what is the concept of network ID and host ID. So Krishna, Sandesh, Sunny, all of you just concentrate on this to understand the concept of net ID and host ID. If it is my one network, I am saying it's my network of Marwadi campus. Okay, so this network will just identify by a net ID. So the net ID for the Marwadi is what I am considering. For an example, the net ID for the Marwadi I am considering 10. Okay, the net ID for the Marwadi campus I am considering 10, or it's one network of Marwadi campus. Now in this Marwadi campus, I have divided this net ID 10 in multiple sub network. So one sub network is there, another sub network, one sub network is hostel, another sub network is just wait. Okay, another sub network is second hostel, another sub network is an main building. So now this 3 network have a 3 different net ID. Okay, so the net ID of this network is 11, net ID of this network is 12, and net ID of this network is 13. In the Marwadi campus, the main net ID is 10 and the subnet ID are 11, 12 and 13. Now in every network, like we are talking about the network 11. So in network 11, I have 500 hosts. Is it clear? What is the mean of this? In the network 11, I have 500 hosts and every host have a unique ID or unique host number. Unique host number. In network number 11, I have 500 hosts. In this network, I have a 200 hosts. In this network, I have 250 hosts. Are you getting my point? Marwadi whole campus is one network. In this network, the ID is 10, and in this network, we have multiple network like network 11, 12, and 13, and each network have a number of hosts. So in the network 11, we have 500 hosts. Are you getting my point? So when I am deciding to follow the class A type of IP address, so this class A type of IP address, so its first bit will just use the net ID, okay, and the remain 3 byte will use to define the host ID of the network. Are you getting my point? Sunny, Krishna, is it clear? In the class A, what we are saying, first byte first byte will just represent the net, that is ID of the network, and remain 3 byte will just represent the ID of host ID. It will be like this, कि when I am following the class A type of IP address. When I will see any kind of IP address that is the class A IP address, then I can say the first byte is going to represent the ID of the network, and the remain 3 bytes are going to represent the address of the host. Is it clear to everyone? Okay. In the class B, we have just followed this thing, first 2 byte. Okay. First 2 byte will define the net ID, and remain 2 bytes will define the host ID. That means that we call the class B type of IP address. That means we can understand by this example कि if in this network, you have to just understand this concept. In the last I will explain कि why I was explaining. If this N11 is inside to the one more network, that we are saying its number is N14. So now you can just understand, first net ID will be net ID 40 if we are following the class B, and the second ID will be 11, and in 11 remain 2 bits will just define the host of this. Are you getting my point? That means if I am trying to find out ki where is the host, so first I will find the first address of the network, second address of the network, and third we are going to find out the next actual host of the address. Is it clear? So it will very clarify ki okay, where is my host? Or I will explain this thing in the last. Okay, now in the class C net ID, yes ma'am, lab is, yeah, wait for a minute dear all. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Sunny, wait for a minute. I am just starting here. Okay, Sunny, sorry, there was an emergency. So, is it clear to everyone? So, class A and class B will be clear to everyone. Yeah. यहाँ तक कृष्णा कोई डाउट है? सनी, David, is it clear? Okay. Now in the class C, we follow this concept कि first 3 bytes define the net ID. Okay. First 3 byte define the net ID. That means 1 net ID and host ID. Last byte will define the host ID. Now you can understand this thing कि यदि now you can understand this thing if Krishna's IP address is this 192.168.24.5. So you can just understand this 192 is defining the net ID of the Krishna. This 168 is also defining the net ID of the Krishna, and this 24 is also defining the net ID of the Krishna, and last byte is going to define the host ID of its of the Krishna. Now you can just understand if Marwadi is recognized into the internet by 192, in the Marwadi have divided 2 blocks. So one block is main building and second is hostel. So hostel is going to define by 168, and in the hostel they have defined the floor. So 24 is going to define the floor, and on the floor they have assigned the uh, 10 50 host. So host number 20, host number 5 is on that. So you can just understand Marwadi network address, inside the Marwadi hostel address, and inside the hostel address one network we call the floor, and on the floor 5 is going to represent the net ID, host ID. Is it clear? So that is the class C, and that is the advantage of class C. If anyone is going to trace a host from which host we have received a negative message, so they can just trace through the IP address. First they will just trace the network address, second subnet network address, third subnet address, and on the basis of third subnet address they can find the host ID. You can just understand this concept like this. If I am trying to find out Krishna, what is the food? Yeah, if I am trying to find out the Sunny, where is Sunny or who is Sunny? So first I will find Sunny is a student of Marwadi. So Marwadi first ID is going to define the University of Sunny. Second, I will just come on the second byte. So the second byte is defining the Sunny is the student of FOT or FOE type of college. So in the Marwadi University, so 192 is going to define the Marwadi University, 168 is going to define the FOT college. That means the college. Now 24 is going to define the branch. Okay, Sunny is a student of computer engineering. And in the computer engineering, the roll number 5 is Sunny's roll number. So you can just understand how uniquely and how especially we can identify the host. So that's why we are following the class C type of IP address on most of the place. I think it will be clear to everyone. Yes. Yeah, Sunny, Krishna, कोई डाउट यहाँ तक? रोहित, संदेश, Nahom. In the class A, one net ID and 3 host ID. One net, 3 host. In B, 2 net to host. Okay, in C 3 net 1 host. Always keep this thing in your mind. Okay, so it will be clear to everyone what is net ID, what is host ID. So by this example it will be clear ki, host ID is the address of the computer, but the network ID is the address of that network. So that's why. Now on the basis of this, we have some we have defined some default subnet mask. Okay, so Sunny, now it will be clear. We have defined some subnet mask. So on the basis of this subnet, default subnet will be like this: 255.00. Okay, so class A subnet mask will be 255.0.0.0. So I think it will be clear ki what is the mean. If we can just follow the default subnet, network ID is 255. In the class B, subnet mask is 255.255.0.0. In the class C, we follow subnet mask 255.255.255.0. So it will be clear ki why I always say to define the subnet mask. So like this, so on the basis of net ID and host ID, it will be clear to everyone. Now, what is the mean of this subnet mask? Okay, these three are the default subnet mask, but what is the mean of this subnet mask? So you can just understand the concept of subnet mask by this example. Okay, TC3 have 75 student. So TC3 is one subnet mask. Now TC1 have 60 student, TC3 have 4 student. Sorry, TC2 have 60 students. So now when I just want to bifurcate this thing, number of student, so that's why I'm just going to use or divide the thing of sub network. I can say this all are the third year students. Okay, are you second year student? Na? So when I just want to define the second year students of MU, so I'm just going to use the subnet mask. One subnet mask is TC, one subnet mask is TC1, one subnet mask is TC2. So that is the concept of subnet mask. Is it clear, Krishna? When we are trying to find out the bifurcation of the number of network, so that's why we follow the sub networking. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sunny, is it clear?
सर सबनेट मास्क यूज मतलब हम लोग सब मतलब किसी भी नेटवर्क को सब डिवाइड करने के लिए यूज करते हैं खास में की
Yeah. Why we divide subnet? Because you can just understand. If I will just define subnet concept is a concept to reduce the complexity. I am saying, please understand by this example. I am saying 10,000 hosts, sorry, 2,000 hosts into the Marwadi campus, and I am managing the 2,000 hosts. Then you will say, sir, how you are managing the 2,000 hosts? Okay, so you have decided or you have assigned the IP address to the 2,000 host. Now I am saying I have divided this Marwadi campus in two subnet, and in a single subnet 1,000 hosts are there. Are you getting my point? So you will understand you, okay sir, one subnet is 1,000 So you are managing the 1,000 and 1,000 are going to manage by other people. Then I am saying ki in the Marwadi campus, I have divided 4 subnets. In each subnets, 500 PCs are there or 500 hosts are there, and I have to manage only 500 subnets. Are you getting my point, Sunny? What is the mean of subnet?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, for example, in class C, I will take 192.168.0.1.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So that one is going to have this subnet to 255. Again, if I will take their 0.2, then again 2 is going to have again the same subnet mask.
No, Sunny, if you are saying 192.168.0.4, okay. So what is happening? The subnet mask of this default, that means what? Ki when you will just define the subnet concept, so it's a predefined it, or you can use this default, but you can also select the subnet mask on your choice for different IP. But to reduce the complexity, we follow the default subnet mask. Now you can just understand with this concept that this 192.168.0, these 3 bits are going to define the net ID, and the last is going to define the host ID. Is it clear?
सर मैं जैसे बोल रहा हूँ कि 0.5 के लिए ये नीचे का सबनेट मास्क है, तो अगर मैं वहाँ पे 0.6 अगर रखता हूँ तो उसके लिए भी उतना ही सबनेट मास्क होगा फिर 255.255.255.
हाँ, ये डिफॉल्ट है. You can for the classes you can use the default, but now you can also define the subnet mask on your choice.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? I'm not saying कि always you have to use the 255.255.255.0, but it should be like that, the default gateway. Are you getting my point?
Okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a default. These 3 bits should be like this. Okay, for one example, 192.168.0.5, and I have selected the subnet mask. I am not following the default subnet mask. I have selected 255.255.243.0. So this is my subnet mask. But I have to remember ki how I have defined the subnet mask of my this network. Is it clear? It's depend on your choice.
So, sir, subnet masks also have a network ID and host ID, or?
Okay, just you are confusing somewhere. In some time I follow TC1, TC2, and TC3. Please understand, Sunny. Sometime I follow to define the subclasses TC1, TC2, and TC3. And sometime I follow PC1, PC2, PC3. So is it difference between the TC1 and TC2? And is it difference between PC1 and PC2? It's my address representation. Getting my point? Sunny?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. You can't say, ki, sir, why you are using the PC? Because you are always going to define the subnet mask by the TC. But I have prepared a different system, so I will follow the PC, and for this I will follow the TC. Is it clear, Sunny?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When you will just create your Marwadi premises network, so that time you are following the class C type of IP address. So you have to just follow a common subnet mask. So you should not confuse in the subnet mask. Okay. So that's why we always follow the default. Is it clear? But
Yes, sir.
in the most of the network, when network admin are going to plan this, so they are following their subnet mask. Okay. Yeah, I
Yes,
think
sir. Clear.
yeah, I think it will be clear to everyone. Okay, so the 2 concepts are clear now. One is IP address, second is subnet mask. Now a default gateway and DNS, I am going to explain ki what will be the mean of this. So one more important concept you always follow. Default gateway and DNS. Okay, So with the implementation, I am going to explain because the theoretical portion is we have covered most of the theoretical portion. If anyone have any doubt regarding this, then you can ask me. What is IP address? 32-bit IP address. This 32-bit we have divided in a 4 bytes. In this 4 bytes, we have divided in a 5 classes, class A, B, C, D, E. In the 5 classes, we follow the class A. First is network ID and remain 3 is going to represent the host ID. In the class B, it's 50-50. And in the class C, first 3 bytes are net ID and last is host ID. What is the subnet mask? When we are bifurcating the concept of network into the subnet, so that time we are following the default subnets. So this 3 type of default subnets are there. यहाँ तक सबको clear है? Is it clear to everyone? Yeah, now I will request to everyone, please start your packet tracer. Take a time of 2 minutes. Then I am going to explain the implementation of this. Yeah, Sunny, Krishna, Sampana, Sandesh, Rohit, Nahom, all of you have to just start the packet tracer. Then I am going to explain the implementation and configuration of DHCP. Yeah, so those who are going to start the packet tracer, they have to mention in the chat box. I'm coming in a 2 minutes, okay? Yeah. Okay, so only Sunny have started the packet tracer. What about others? Yes. Krishna, what's your status? Sampana, Rohit, David. Starting. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, okay. So let's concentrate on it. I'm going to explain what we have discussed today, and we are going to implement the DHCP, or we are going to configure the DHCP server. Okay. So after this knowledge of, or after all the knowledge of this IP address, assign, we plan the host configuration in two-way or by two methods. Wait for a minute, just a second. Okay, so we follow the configuration of host IDs in two ways. So first is first we call the static method, and second we call the dynamic method. And so what is the mean of this two host configuration way? The first static method and second is dynamic method. So Sunny, if you are following the static method, so you will decide, or you will select each and every IP address on the basis of your own choice, or on the basis of human choice. Is it clear? So that we call the static way. That means a network admin will plan about the static IPs or unique IP of the network, and you will just configure those IPs onto the network. So that is the static way. Like I am saying, Sunny is trying to develop a network of 10 systems. So Sunny will plan all the IP addresses. So Sunny have decided I am going to use the class C type of IP address. And in the class C type of IP address, I am going to use this range of the IP address for my network. Is it clear? So that we call the static way. And the second way we call the dynamic way. Okay, so the dynamic host configuration, that means we are creating a server, or that server is going to define the unique IP address or decide the unique IP address for every host of the network, that we call the dynamic host configuration protocol into the network. Is it clear? So what is the mean of static and dynamic? It will be clear to everyone. So in the last few experiment, we were trying to implement and configure the things in the way of static. But now I am going to explain how this thing can be happened in the dynamic way. Is it clear, Krishna?
Yes, sir.
Rohit, David, is it clear? Two host configuration way. One is static, second is dynamic. When you are deciding the IP address range on your side, or on the basis of network admin, on the basis of involvement of human, so that we call the static. So every time you visit to the ICT department and you just use a static IP configuration on your system. But when this thing is happening through the dynamic or a specific protocol, that we call the dynamic host configuration protocol, so that we are saying the DHCP. Is it clear? So now let's understand how you can configure the DHCP. Yeah. So in my packet tracer, first I am going to select one router. So it's my PT router. Okay. From the network device, I'm going to select one PT switch. I'm going to select 3 PCs. Okay. Sorry, 2 PCs. For an implementation of, or for a configuration of dynamic host configuration protocol. So what I did, I select one router. So simple PT router. I have selected one switch, and I have also selected 2 PCs. Now I am going to follow the auto configuration. So in the auto configuration, I can configure this PCs with the switch. Okay. So I am just configuring. I can also configure this router and this switch. So now you can check my simple network is implemented here with 2 PCs, 1 switch and 1 router. Now if you are trying to understand, keep for a local space, we can say this switch and this 2 PCs can communicate to each other. But when I try to communicate with the external world, or when I want to communicate with the outside of the system, then I'm going to follow the router. So what in generally we do, in generally we just configure the IP address on a static way. So I will decide my own 192.168.2.5, okay, 2.1, and I was deciding that I am going to use the range 192.168.2.3. So this is the static way, or I was just configuring this IPs in manual. So it will be comfortable, or it will be better for a small network. Okay, when I have a 10, 20, or I'm just going to assign the IP address in the range of 20 and 24 systems, so it will be comfortable. But when I am trying to assign the IP address to 100, 200 systems, so that time we refer a dynamic host configuration protocol. Are you getting my point? So Sunny, for a small network, we can just implement the static IP. But for the large scale network, we try to dynamic host configuration protocol, or dynamically they will assign the IP addresses. So that's thing we are going to understand today. So everyone will be comfortable with the static. Now I am trying to explain the dynamic way. So I am configuring the DHCP server on this router. So I'm just going to click on this router. I'm going in the CLI mode or configuration mode of the router. So you can just click on the CLI, go on a manual. So I'm writing the no. Okay. Now I'm in a configuration mode of my router. Now what you have to do? First command is enable your router. So I'm writing enable command. So everyone will be comfortable with this command. Follow this command on the CLI mode in your router. I'm mentioning every command. Enable first command. I'm going in a configuration of my router. So I use the config t command. So use the config t command. Second command. Okay. So I am in a configuration of my network. Now I am using interface fast Ethernet, and what I am doing, I am just assigning an default gateway, or you can just consider a NAT ID. Okay, so I am deciding the NAT ID 192.168.2.0. Okay, so I am just assigning this NAT ID, or I have explained the concept of NAT ID. Okay, so now you can just assign the NAT ID to this interface /0. Yes, so I am in an interface 001. Now you can just assign the IP address 192.168.2.0. We have decided this. This NAT ID we are assigning to this link. Now default gateway. So Sunny, default gateway, we are using the class C default gateway. saying the bed mask. So just we are going to change 1, 2.1. Okay. Yeah, I'm just changing this net ID 2.1. Okay. So now you can just understand I have assigned this IP, or now for this interface 00 we have assigned the IP 192.168.2.1. Now you have to just write the command. Yes, everyone just can select the IP on the basis of this. Third command. Yes. After this, we are just coming exit. Yes. Now we are trying to configure the DHCP server on the router. So IP DHCP or question mark. So you have to just come exit and you can use this command DHCP server IP DHCP question mark. So you will find these three things or three options: excluded address, pool address, or relay. So we are creating a pool of addresses. So you can just write this command, or you can select this option pool question mark. So when you will just select the pool, so it will ask for the name. Okay, so the name I'm giving to the pool is MU. Okay, I have assigned the name MU. Okay, after assign the pool MU, you have to just put a question mark. So you will find out the configuration options on your DHCP server. So when I am putting the question mark, so you can check how many DHCP server options we have: default router option, DNS options, domain name options, exit option, and network option. So I am just giving a network ID. Okay, so first we are going to configure the DHCP in the network. So when I am putting the network, so it's going to ask a one network ID. I am working on the network configuration. Okay, just wait. Yes, next command is this. Now in the network, we are assigning one IP 192.168.2. We have assigned there 2.1, so we can assign 2.2 here. Network ID. Now, if you are assigning this, then you can just assign the subnet mask also for this network. So when you will just assign the IP and you will put the question mark, so it will ask for the subnet mask also. So now you can just assign the subnet mask also. So we are assigning the subnet mask to 55.255.255.255.0. So now everyone will be comfortable. I have assigned a one network ID. That network ID is what? 192.168.2.2. Okay. Now you can also assign the default gateway. So the default gateway, we are selecting the same. Default gateway dash router question mark. Okay, so it's going to ask the IP address for the default router. So we are following the same default router 192.168.2.1, which I have selected for that. Okay, so now we have set the default gateway also. Now you can assign the DNS also. So this all options are here when you will just put the DHCP question mark. So you can just check DNS server. So I am assigning one DNS value also. So 8.0.0.0. So it's my configuration. So three things I have configured here. One, network ID, second, default router, and next DNS. Now I can come exit. Okay, so this was the configuration of DHCP on my router. Now in this, you can check. Yeah, if I have configured the router or I have configured the DHCP server, so now you can just check when I am going on the option of IP configuration of this PC. So you can just go on a IP configuration. Now there is two options, static and DHCP. So when you are just clicking on the DHCP, so a request is going, or you can check through this request, I am going to receive the DS, a unique IP address and the subnet mask here. Yeah, you can just check 169.254.102.2.204. This IP address is coming here in the unique. Yeah, so you can check this thing on every PC. So that we call the DHCP request option. Yes, you can just check this IP is coming here, the dynamic IP. Yes, is it clear to everyone? David, Sunny,
Yes, sir.
is it clear? Yeah, David, you are able to implement this? Okay, so I'm expecting all of you have to keep these things clear in your mind. In the next lab, I will explain one more time, but you have to try from your own side. Okay, ki how you can configure. When you will follow and configure the DHCP, then you can just check how DHCP request will automatically assign the IP addresses. So that was the concept of DHCP, and you can just configure this DHCP on this router. Okay, so please mention your attendance in the chat box. Yeah, Kaisun, Sunny, Sampana, it's already 10:57. So please mention your attendance. In the next lab, I will explain the DNS configuration also, and we can follow this DHCP with the DNS also. So it will be more clear and much clearer to everyone. Yeah, all of you please mention the attendance into the chat box. Yeah. And please keep this all concept clear and follow from the book also related to the IP, classes, subnet, default gateway. And you have to just search this topic on the net also. Key, what is this all things? Okay, so from my side, I am ending this session here. Okay.